Who is it?
I don't know. I mean, that's up for you guys to decide. I mean,
It's up for you to decide.
I mean, I don't know who the GOAT is. I mean, I told you I'm gonna wait till they're all done playing.
What?
And that's the problem, because no matter what you say, you're going to change the rules to put whoever's in it.
Had to interject real quick. I always find it fascinating when they say the criteria has to change, even though the LeBron James fanboys are the one that always change or move the goalposts or get scalloped in this GOAT conversation. I'll reiterate later in the video.
So, Gil, you talked a little bit about ring culture. If ring culture didn't exist, would we view Kevin Durant as the best basketball player ever?
The way he says ring culture as if winning championships is a bad thing, but it's really a defensive mechanism because they can't refute Michael Jordan's 6 finals MVPs, 6 championships never lost. It's a defensive mechanism built in because they have nothing to refute Michael Jordan's 6 championships.
When you talk about GOAT stuff and you do this guy did this, he couldn't do it, right? You talk about one's greatness and you take away what someone else couldn't do. Just name everything everyone did that was great.
If you Mike and you running through a whole era, yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. I mean, every time I touch the finals, I've never lost. So yeah, I don't care how many times you've been. When I go, you know I'm coming back home with one.
He ain't lying.
But then someone can say I never lost in the first round 46 times.
That's fine.
Didn't Gilbert Arenas just say we should just mention all the things that he did great, all the things that these great players did great, and not mention none of the negatives that they had in their career? And then he goes on to talk about losing in the first round. This is why LeBron James fanboys can't debate, because their emotions are always going to lead to their downfall.
He knew what he needed to do to be considered next to the guy that was his idol.
And what was that?
Be just as great as him.
And what was that?
Make it look easy.
I want to reiterate what Rashard McCants says. True NBA fans are going to understand this. When he says make it look easy, the way Mike played the game at such a high level, it looked like what he was doing was just a breeze. The skill, the fundamentals, the pump fake, that's exactly what he's saying about Kobe. These two guys played at such a high level that the game was rather easy to them.
Comparison to Kobe Bryant? In comparison to Kobe Bryant?
So your skill,
go ahead.
Jordan Poole's skill set was better than damn what?
Who?
Shit, anybody. Michael Jordan.
Steph Curry?
His skill set.
Steph Curry?
The shit how he does shit don't mean that shit's going in.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Can I ask the LeBron James fanboy something? Is it something in your contract where you have to say the most emotional, erratic, idiotic thing when you have to defend your Lord and Savior? This is what happens when you have to stick to a narrative at all cost, because you have to perpetrate this nonsense at any given moment to the point where you're going to say stupidity where Jordan Poole has more of a skill set than Michael Jordan. Like, the fact that nobody called him out on the panel was just a little bit alarming to me. I get why they have to get rid of Kobe, because he's the closest thing that replicates Jordan. But LeBron James fanboys are the ones that say we don't have to be negative, like Gilbert Arenas was saying, but you're going back to saying Jordan Poole is more skilled than Michael Jordan. That's a negative of saying this guy can't do that. Isn't that what you were just saying, Gilbert Arenas? When you're a LeBron James fanboy and you have no logic, this is the type of idiocy that you're going to get from people like him, especially Gilbert Arenas. I don't understand how this man continues to talk basketball and don't get called out on stuff like this. I know there's independent, content creators like me that call him out, but why not the NBA, elites call him out for this idiotic take right here? You know why they're not going to call him out? Because it would make the LeBron James fanboys, the ones that defend him at all costs, look more stupider every time. This narrative is getting more idiotic, more stupid, more self-deluded, just trying to find any reason to find a way to make LeBron James better than Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant?
Who is it?
I don't know. I mean, that's up for you guys to decide. I mean,
It's up for you to decide.
I mean, I don't know who the GOAT is. I mean, I told you I'm gonna wait till they're all done playing.
Just something I want to address. I feel like Brandon Jennings was giving a politically correct answer instead of what he truly wanted to say. That's just my perspective on it. To be honest, you don't have to wait for them to be done playing. You can just watch with your eyes and do an eye test to see how great they really were.
If ring culture didn't exist, would we view Kevin Durant as the best basketball player ever?
Then what are we going off of? What else? If we take if you take out rings, because rings is team, you have to have a team too.
I want to elaborate more on this ring culture, as the host says, as if winning championships is a bad thing. And what Gilbert Arenas tries to reframe it to, the gish galloping and the goalpost movement, is teams win championships. Well, let's be very technical. On teams, you have players that have to get the team the championships, right? You need a certain amount of players, and there's always that one great player that rises above the occasion. This is why they have something called MVPs, finals of the MVPs. Jordan has 6 of them, LeBron has 4. But the reason they don't want you to use rings is because Jordan literally annihilates LeBron in almost every accomplishment with the whole resume, and not cherry pick when you want to pick for LeBron to win the arguments with statistics, other arbitrary things that don't validate his case for being the GOAT. It's a defensive mechanism these guys like to use. It's just utter nonsense.